right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, thanks a lot, Ken, and thank you for tuning into the Allegheny Health Network Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Make sure to give us a call tonight. 412-575-2600 is the number. You can always call me. You can tweet me at Richie Walsh. I love this weekend. This is one of the best weekends in high school sports. You know, when I was a little bit younger, I had this, I would always take off this weekend, and me and a couple of my buddies would go to Vegas, hang out for the first weekend of college football. But also, another good part of this weekend, it's the first official weekend of high school football, so a ton of games going on. We have highlights for you coming up on KDKA-TV News at 11:15. Also, all the scores, other big news in high school football that I can mention right now. Jim Render, congratulations to him. He wins his 400th career game at Upper St. Clair. Upper St. Clair beat Peters Township 16-14, so that is a pretty nice accomplishment by Jim Render. Had a chance to cover him many times covering high school football, so congratulations to Render, and congratulations to all the winners out there tonight. We'll have highlights of some of the games coming up on KDKA-TV News tonight at 11. But if you want to talk about high school football, give us a call tonight. We're willing to talk about anything. 412-575-2600 is the number. But like I said, it's a huge weekend. Start of college football. Big game at Heinz Field. At least it's a big game because it's the first game. Pitt should roll over Albany. This shouldn't even be a game. But Pat Narduzzi, you know, he said that they're not going to overlook. They're not going to overlook any teams. You know, in the past, Pitt has played these, you know, 1AA schools or whatever you call them now, FCS schools close. Not this year. You know, he showed video of Mike Tyson fights at practice on Tuesday and how Mike Tyson would fight, just knock out opponents even 8 seconds into matches. And that's what he wants his team to do this year. He doesn't want them to play down to opponents. He wants to just go out there and demolish teams. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm anxious to see this team. You know, it seems like Narduzzi and the Panthers are really optimistic about this season. It seems like he really likes this Panthers team this year, and I'm anxious to see what they can do. I'm also really anxious to see what Kenny Pickett can do. There's a lot of hype surrounding the Pitt quarterback this year, especially inside that program. When I look at it on paper, I think Pitt finally has a good quarterback. I don't know if he's a great quarterback yet. I think he'll be a great quarterback someday at Pitt. Not sure if it's this year. He's still young. He's only a sophomore. I like his attitude. He has a winning attitude that you got to love that. But, hey, he's only won one game. Yes, he beat number 2 Miami, and it seemed like the Hurricanes were sleepwalking that day. It was after Thanksgiving, and he only threw for 193 yards. So I'm not sold on this guy yet. That's what I'm saying right now. I'm anxious to see what he can do out there tomorrow. I still think there's going to be some growing pains. It's going to be an up-and-down season for Kenny Pickett, but this team's going to go as far as Kenny Pickett can take it this year, and it also at Heinz Field. I know everyone's looking forward to next Saturday at Heinz Field, September 8th, when Penn State comes into town for the last time, and who knows? I don't think you're going to see these two teams play for a long, long time. Penn State decided to go in another direction, scheduling Temple in 26 and 27. So I have no idea why these two schools can't get together and get this rivalry continued, keep it going. You know, now I would just say, if I'm Pitt, I would say, you know what? We don't want Penn State anymore. You know what? Let's sign a 100-year agreement with West Virginia and never play Penn State again. If that's the way Penn State wants to play it, then Pitt should do the same thing. I was adamant a while ago that these two teams need to play. I would love to see it because I go back to, you know, I grew up with this game, and you know, I grew up a Penn State fan, went to Pitt. You know, I'm not shy about talking about my allegiances sometimes, and I just think it's a phenomenal rivalry, and I think it's been. And you know, people go crazy on Twitter and social media about this. You know, Penn State fans don't care, it seems like. Pitt fans really want this rivalry. You know, I can see it from both sides, and it's just not going to happen, which is a shame. I wish the state would get involved somehow, force these two schools to play, because I think it's only good for the state. You know, Penn State claims they don't need Pitt, and I understand why Penn State doesn't want to schedule Pitt, because it's a no-win situation for them. That's the way they look at it. The school does, you know, because if they lose to Pitt, you know, it's horrible, and they could lose to Pitt. And if they beat Pitt, it doesn't really gain them anything. But, you know, they're not going to lose to Temple, so that's why they're scheduling the Temples and Appalachian States and all these other schools, and not scheduling what was once one of the best rivalries in college football. So we could talk about that, 412-575-2600. Also, it's cut-down day tomorrow in the NFL. I think I know who the Steelers are keeping. Not for sure, but I have some ideas. I'd like to break it down if you want to. 412-575-2600 is the number. Back in a couple minutes.